Get the Heavenly Realm Healing MP3 at JasonGallant.ca. Today I thought I'd talk to you about a principle that most of you are already aware of, but you may not realize that you can use it on your spiritual journey. And it is the Boggart principle. So for those of you that have seen Harry Potter, you know the part where the children are in front of the wardrobe and this creature comes out and shapeshifts into whatever is the greatest fear of the person observing it. Okay, so say you're afraid of spiders, it turns into a spider, or say you're afraid of a tree, it turns into a tree, whatever, right? So the Boggart principle is this. It really is this. It's about using humor to undo suffering. So I'm going to adjust this a little bit. It's not about adding humor as much as it is not taking your suffering seriously. Okay, it's very powerful. If you apply the Boggart principle, you don't take your suffering seriously. If you have fear or shame or something come up and you can laugh at it or just let it go, just let it be what it is, let it do what it's doing. This is really a sign that you are not taking the suffering seriously and you're just letting it do what it's going to do, okay? And that is a very powerful way of detaching. It's a very powerful way of not putting your little fingers into the whole pie of suffering, I guess you could say, into the cake mix, you know what I mean, and stirring it around. The thing is, the more you try to micromanage suffering, the worse it gets. So a very powerful tool is not take it seriously. So if you're in any one situation and you have fear or anxiety, shame, depression, whatever it might be, sadness, it's okay for you to feel these things. I'm not saying not to. You can feel these things, but at the same time, you don't have to take them 100% seriously. And at first you'll be like, Jason, you're crazy. My suffering is the most important thing in my life. It's what makes me tick. Right? Who am I if I'm not suffering? What do I do then? Sure gives me something to do. Caring about my suffering all the time, micromanaging it, doing a lot of things, reading a lot of books to make sure it's never coming back or to micromanage it. Maybe I got to fix it. Having suffering gives you a lot of things to do. The mind loves it. The mind loves having suffering. It gives you purpose, right? There's always something to overcome. But what I'm saying is that when you stop taking your suffering so seriously, it automatically unravels in some way. It might take time. It might take time. That's normal. But at first, only 99% of you is taking it seriously. But that 1%, that's the little glimpse of light. It's like having a little window open. It's like having a little window open and a little bit of light's coming in. Okay? And at 97% seriously, you take your suffering 97% seriously, that means a door is opening. Okay? More light can come in. So the suffering is still there, that there's still pain, but there is also light. Okay? Because you're holding your neutral point. You're holding a point of neutrality and allowing these things to move over you. It's like a river. It's like a river moving over top of you. You don't have to micromanage the river. It just is going to move over top of you. Just let it move over you. In a very Harry Potter-ish way, we can call it the snake. The snake, just let it move over you and maybe it won't eat you up, right? But if you move, that's when it strikes. You start moving and panicking, that's when the snake strikes you. But if you stay still, maybe that thing will just roll over you. Yes, and even boa constrictors, okay? For those of you that know a lot about snakes, maybe you'll get eaten up, but the part of you that gets eaten up is the ego. It's not actually the true self. So that's still okay. So yeah, just don't take the suffering so seriously. Just stop defending it. It's really important, And I understand that a lot of you have a lot of justifiable reasons to suffer. There's a lot of reasons and there's a lot of traumatic events that have happened in your lives, and I'm not trying to diminish those. But at the same time, how do we get free of those echoes of pain? Can you remember who you are amidst all that? And that memory comes from beingness, not from thinking. It's not thinkingness, it's beingness. And when you are being, that is a form of not taking anything seriously, just allowing. Just allowing. So take it from Harry Potter. Some wisdom comes in fiction sometimes, So yeah, apply the Boggart principle and see how it works. Comment down below and let me know how it's going for you too. I hope this helps. Take care for now.